Hey, I'm James, the CMO for Doc Dean's Pools, and welcome to our chemistry testing series. And today we're going to be talking about how to find a swimming pool's cyanuric acid, also known as stabilizer levels. If you want to know how to adjust your swimming pool's stabilizer levels, I recommend you click on the link in the top right hand corner or the link in the video description below, and that will take you to our video all about cyanuric acid, again, also known as stabilizer, and it will teach you how to adjust your levels there. Now, for most tests, you're going to use the comparator, but when it comes to testing your cyanuric acid, you actually need this secondary vial right here. I'm going to show you how to take a water sample with this in order to get the most accurate cyanuric acid reading possible. Now, when we're testing for cyanuric acid, we aren't actually going to use this until much later in the test. It does have a purpose, but just hold on to it for now. What we do need though is this vial. This vial has a marking on it for 7 and 14 milliliters. We're actually going to fill it up all the way just like we do with the regular comparator. So we're going to take it, invert it upside down, go 18 inches underwater, turn it so that all the bubbles come out, bring it back up, and as you can see there, it's full. Now that you know how to collect a great water sample, let's move inside and I'll show you how to use that vial to test for cyanuric acid. Okay, so to test the cyanuric acid level, you do not use this to start with. We are going to get into using this comparator, but first of all, we need to set up the solution in this vial here. So this vial you would have filled up just the same as the other one, and we've got it completely full. On here, you can see that there are two markings, one at 7 milliliters and one at 14 milliliters. These are very important, okay? What you're gonna do is you're gonna take that water sample that you just got and you're gonna dump it out until you get to 7 milliliters of water in this container. Next, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need reagent number 13 out of the test kit. And when you open up reagent 13, you may notice that the tip isn't quite like the other ones. It can actually squirt the liquid out as opposed to doing it dropwise. And what we're going to do, take the cap off of the vial, take reagent number 13. I like to put it into the top there, and what you can do is squeeze it until you get to that line of 14 milliliters. Once you have that up to 14, you can recap your reagent, put that back. You're going to put the cap back on top of the vial, and you're going to invert this for about a minute to get it all mixed up. Now, what should begin to happen if you have stabilizer in the pool is you'll notice the water in here start to become more opaque, more milky looking. Okay, and what we do is we're going to take this liquid and pour it into the same container that we used for chlorine here, and at the bottom you'll notice that there's a black dot on a white piece of paper. So after you've mixed and inverted this, you'll start pouring this in. So you'll take the cap, flip that top part up, invert, and you'll just squirt until that black dot disappears. Now, at the point that that black dot disappears from your vision, you're going to look to the side of the chlorine comparator. And right next to it at the bottom, you'll see CYA, which stands for cyanuric acid at the bottom. And you'll see a countdown from the top, beginning at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. The level at which this water is when that black dot disappeared is going to correspond to a point on this chart here. And whatever that points to, that's whatever the cyanuric acid level is. If the water remains clear upon filling it up, it means that there's no stabilizer in the pool. Nothing to be worried about. You just need to get some stabilizer in there, and you can find out how much you need by going to the back of the Taylor Technologies book. If the dot disappears before you get to 100 parts per million of cyanuric acid, you desperately need to drain the swimming pool. When we start getting above 100 parts per million, we experience what's called chlorine lock. And when we get to chlorine lock, it makes your chlorine less and less effective over time, making your pool more and more apt to grow algae, and that's something that we absolutely do not want to happen. If a pool gets away from us in the summer and we have high cyanuric acid, we could be testing it, the chlorine level could be looking great, but we just cannot get rid of the algae. Chlorine lock is likely to be an issue. Thank you for watching this video. If you need more information on how to adjust pool chemistry, I have links in the video description to all of the videos where we cover pool chemistry adjustment. If you have any questions, please leave them in a comment below, or you can message us on Instagram, Facebook, or notify our office for any help. Thank you guys for watching. I'm James with Doc Dean's Pools, and I'll catch you in the next one.